You know, there's something unforgettable about experiencing every side of the sport: the security, the atmosphere, the way fans are treated, the food, the energy on the grounds, and the flawless organization behind it all. And when a player brings every exciting element together, power, speed, creativity, and raw athleticism, you simply can't take your eyes off them. That's exactly how one observer recently described a certain rising star, a player who doesn't just participate in tournaments, but completely owns the spotlight every time she steps on court. And then there's Alex Eala. Just last year at this very event, she arrived as a wild card entry, expected by many to quietly gain experience. Instead, she turned the tournament into her personal breakthrough moment. She wasn't predicted to create headlines, yet somehow she became one of the biggest stories of the week. Now, the global fascination surrounding her and a handful of other international stars has grown so massive that even tournament directors are publicly speaking about their impact. In a city like Miami, where cultures from all over the world collide, that international energy matters. The tournament feeds off it. And when players have passionate fan bases stretching across continents, you don't hide them away on side courts anymore. You place them right at the center of the show, right at the center of everything. And then came the moment that truly made the tennis world stop and pay attention. Amélie Mauresmo, the director of the French Open, appeared live on television and did something you almost never see from a Grand Slam official. She didn't release a carefully worded statement through media staff. She didn't leave the announcement to a spokesperson. Instead, she personally and publicly welcomed Alex Eala to Roland Garros. And this wasn't just a quick, polite mention meant to fill airtime. It felt genuine, full of admiration, excitement, and real respect for one of the fastest rising names in women's tennis. In that moment, fans everywhere started realizing something important. Alex Eala is no longer viewed as simply a talented teenager with potential. She's beginning to emerge as one of the future faces of the sport itself. What made the moment even more powerful was that Mauresmo revealed she had personally helped ensure Eala received a warm and special welcome before the tournament had even started. She wanted her to feel comfortable, appreciated, and truly at home in Paris. Think about how significant that is. The director of one of the 4 biggest tournaments in the world personally making sure a young player feels valued before she has even stepped onto the clay courts. That's not routine. That's deliberate. That's a sign of belief, recognition, and the understanding that something special may be unfolding right in front of the tennis world. And it sent a powerful message about how Roland Garros views Alex Eala right now. Then came perhaps the most revealing detail of all. Amélie Mauresmo openly acknowledged that massive crowds are already expected to come out and support Eala throughout the tournament. That statement alone says everything. This is no longer only about rankings, match results, or statistics on a scoreboard. It's about presence. It's about influence. The French Open clearly understands what Alex Eala brings to the sport. Energy, emotion, excitement, and an enormous international fan base stretching from the Philippines to tennis fans across the globe who are ready to support her every step of the way. Over the last year, Eala has evolved from a highly regarded junior prospect into one of the most talked about young stars in women's tennis. Her fearless mentality, aggressive shot making, and calmness under pressure have made people pay attention everywhere she competes. But now, something even bigger appears to be happening. The biggest tournaments in the world are no longer simply noticing her. They're embracing her star power publicly. And in tennis, that can change everything. When Grand Slam events begin openly recognizing a player's impact and popularity, it often signals that they believe the player is on the verge of becoming one of the sport's next major forces. This moment also feels bigger than just one tournament appearance. It feels like the beginning of a new chapter, one where Alex Eala is no longer introduced as a future possibility, but increasingly treated like a player who has already arrived on a world stage. This moment represents something much bigger than just one player's success. For years, tennis fans in the Philippines dreamed of seeing one of their own receive this kind of respect and recognition on the global stage. And now, that dream is unfolding in real time. Roland Garros is not only welcoming Alex Eala, the athlete, it's embracing an entire movement and the passionate supporters who have helped fuel her rise. The timing could not be more perfect. Throughout the clay season, Eala has looked increasingly confident and more dangerous, and far more comfortable competing against elite-level opponents. Every tournament, every tough match, and every high-pressure moment seems to be accelerating her growth. And now she arrives at the French Open knowing that one of the most prestigious tournaments in the sport is openly excited to have her there. That matters more than many people realize. Tennis is just as mental as it is physical. Feeling respected, appreciated, and genuinely embraced by a tournament can completely transform a player's mindset. It creates confidence. It creates belief. And sometimes, belief is what unlocks the next level of greatness. Fans immediately recognize the importance of the moment. Social media erupted after Amélie Mauresmo made her comments, with many describing it as a major turning point in Eala's career. Others called it undeniable proof that her influence has become impossible for the tennis world to overlook any longer. The message coming from Roland Garros was loud and unmistakable. Alex Eala belongs on this stage. On this stage. And now, the biggest question surrounding Alex Eala is no longer whether she belongs at this level. It's how far she can actually go. Amélie Mauresmo didn't try to minimize the moment or treat Eala like just another name entering the draw at the French Open. Instead, she openly acknowledged the enormous international support surrounding the young Filipino star and made it clear that the tournament is fully prepared for it. According to Mauresmo, scheduling and tournament planning have already been carefully organized to accommodate the massive crowds expected to attend Eala's matches. That statement alone speaks volumes. It means Roland Garros already understands that whenever Alex Eala walks onto a court, thousands of eyes immediately follow. Not only inside the stadium, but from fans watching across the world. That is an extraordinary level of recognition for a player who is still at the beginning of her Grand Slam journey. The French Open isn't simply welcoming her as another competitor filling out the draw. They're preparing for her like a featured attraction, a player capable of generating atmosphere, attention, and worldwide interest every time she competes. And honestly, that reveals everything about how seriously the tennis world is beginning to view her influence. The biggest tournaments don't adjust plans or players unless they truly believe those players are becoming major figures in the sport. Eala's growing presence has clearly reached that level. Some people might still wonder whether the hype is arriving too early, but moments like this suggest something very different. That the sport itself is already recognizing the arrival of a new global star before the rest of the world fully catches up. Why Amélie Mauresmo and the French Open are going as far to roll out the red carpet for Alex Eala. But the answer is actually very simple. It's a combination of genuine admiration and smart business. And there's absolutely nothing unusual about that. The officials at Roland Garros understand something the wider tennis world is only beginning to fully recognize. Alex Eala is no longer just a promising young player with talent. She has grown into something much larger than that. She represents a new generation of global tennis fans, especially from the Philippines and across Asia, bringing fresh passion, excitement, and massive attention to the sport. Tennis rarely sees this level of emotional support surrounding such a young athlete, and tournaments understand exactly how important that can be. A player who attracts huge audiences, creates electric atmospheres, and connects deeply with international fans becomes valuable not only competitively, but culturally as well. Ignoring that kind of influence would be a massive missed opportunity. So instead of resisting it, the French Open appears to be embracing it completely. And honestly, the evidence behind Eala's rise is becoming impossible to ignore. Just look back at the Miami Open earlier this season. Every time she stepped onto the court, the atmosphere seemed to transform instantly. The energy inside the stadium felt louder, more emotional, and more intense. Crowds reacted to every rally with genuine excitement. The stands filled quickly and fans stayed locked into. Every point from the opening serve all the way to the final handshake at the net. It didn't feel like people were simply watching another tennis match. It felt like they were witnessing the arrival of someone capable of changing the atmosphere of an entire tournament. Support her everywhere she played. Social media erupted each time Alex Eala stepped onto the court, and the excitement surrounding her matches quickly became something even longtime tennis fans could not ignore. That's the kind of impact tournaments dream about, because it goes far beyond wins and losses. It creates moments. It creates attention. Most importantly, it creates emotional investment for millions of people watching around the world. And now, Roland Garros clearly wants to be part of that growing story. During the Miami Open earlier this season, ticket prices climbed to astonishing levels, surprising even longtime insiders within the tennis world. And a major reason behind that surge was Eala herself. She wasn't simply winning matches. She was creating must-watch moments that fans felt they absolutely could not miss. Every time Eala walked onto court, the atmosphere changed instantly. Fans arrived hours early just to secure good seats. They stayed engaged until the final point of the match, and the energy they brought completely transformed the feeling inside the stadium. The buzz surrounding her matches spread everywhere, through packed crowds, non-stop social media conversations, and television coverage reaching audiences across the globe. It didn't take long for James Blake to recognize what was happening. He quickly understood that Alex Eala was evolving into one of the tournament's biggest attractions, not just because of her tennis, but because of the emotional connection she was creating with fans. That realization led to a strategic decision, making sure her matches received the attention, visibility, and stage they deserved. Place her matches on the biggest courts available. It was a smart and deliberate decision designed to maximize visibility and give as many fans as possible the chance to watch Alex Eala compete live. And the move worked even better than expected. Almost overnight, Eala became one of the defining stars of the Miami Open. She attracted massive crowds, generated enormous international attention, and drove huge television and online audiences, especially across Asian markets, where her popularity has risen to extraordinary levels. Even tournament officials openly acknowledged that the worldwide interest surrounding her had become impossible to ignore. Miami, already famous for its international atmosphere and diverse fan base, suddenly found itself at the center of a global Alex Eala phenomenon. Organizers understood very quickly that keeping her on center court wasn't just about rewarding strong performances. It was about meeting the overwhelming demand created by the thousands of supporters following her journey from every corner of the world. But then came the moment that truly revealed how important she had become to the tournament itself. When Eala was eliminated in the round of 16, the impact was felt almost immediately. Ticket demand began to cool. Prices that had skyrocketed only days earlier suddenly started dropping, and the electric atmosphere that had surrounded the event throughout her run noticeably shifted. That kind of reaction says everything. Very few young players can influence the energy and commercial momentum of a major tournament so quickly. But Eala's presence had clearly become larger than just the results on court. She had become an event within the event, a player capable of changing the mood, attention, and excitement level of an entire tournament simply by being part of it. The atmosphere that had defined the opening week of the tournament seemed to disappear almost overnight. The non-stop buzz, the excitement around the grounds, the overwhelming energy from the fans. Suddenly, it all felt different. And that moment told tournament organizers across the tennis world something extremely important. Alex Eala is no longer simply another talented young name on tour. She has evolved into a true attraction, a player capable of influencing the atmosphere, business, and global attention surrounding an entire major event. That's exactly why tournaments like Roland Garros are approaching her arrival differently now. They understand the effect she creates both on and off the court. They know that whenever Alex Eala competes, the tennis world pays attention. Reports surrounding her run at the Miami Open suggested that ticket sales, media traffic, and worldwide engagement connected to her matches had reached extraordinary levels, with estimates climbing into the hundreds of thousands, and in some discussions, approaching nearly $1 million in daily event-related value. But once her tournament run ended, the shift was immediate. Ticket demand reportedly cooled sharply. Online engagement slowed down, and the electric atmosphere that carried the event through some of its biggest moments suddenly lost part of its spark. For tournament organizers, those kinds of changes are impossible to ignore. They reveal something much bigger than popularity alone. They show influence. They show the ability of a player to draw audiences, energize crowds, and create emotional investment on a global scale. And that's why the treatment surrounding Alex Eala is beginning to feel different now. She's no longer being viewed only as a rising prospect with potential for the future. Increasingly, she's being treated like one of the sport's emerging centerpiece stars, someone capable of shaping the present moment of women's tennis right now. The momentum that had defined the early days of the event began to fade quickly. This wasn't just a typical post-exit dip after a popular player loses. It felt like the entire atmosphere of the tournament had shifted almost overnight the moment she was no longer in the draw. And that reality sent a very clear,